A meal can cost $20 on the restaurant's own menu and nearly $40 by the time it reaches your door. But the delivery fee is not the main reason. The price can increase before you add anything to your cart, again when you reach checkout, and one more time behind the scenes. By the end, the restaurant may have paid the platform, the customer may have paid several separate charges, and the driver may still depend on a tip. So let's follow one $20 meal through the entire system and find out where the other $20 can come from. Start with an entree and a side that cost $20 when ordered directly from the restaurant. Inside a delivery app, those same items might already cost $24. Then, imagine adding a delivery fee of $3, several dollars in mandatory service or platform charges, approximately $2 in tax, and a $5 driver tip. The total is now close to $40. Add a small order, long distance priority, or local operating fee, and it can cross $40. This is an illustrative order. Fees vary by restaurant, platform, city, distance, demand, membership, and time. But the overall result is not unusual. One published comparison of meals ordered through major delivery services found that the combined cost of menu differences, fees, and tips increased sampled orders by approximately 80 to 105%, depending on the platform. And the increase begins earlier than many people realize. When you see an entree listed for $24 in an app, you may assume it also costs $24 at the restaurant. That is not necessarily true. The Federal Trade Commission has cited evidence that meal prices on delivery platforms can be more than 20% higher than restaurant prices before platform fees are added. Usually, the restaurant determines the menu prices shown in the app. That matters because the delivery platform is not simply transporting the food. It is also providing a marketplace, payment system, customer support operation, ordering technology, advertising exposure, and, depending on the plan, a delivery network. The restaurant can be charged for accessing that system. So the first $4 in our example may not appear anywhere as a fee. They are hidden inside the food price itself. The burger still looks like a burger. The menu still looks like a menu. Only the number has changed. DoorDash currently advertises merchant delivery plans with commission rates of 15, 25, or 30%. Uber Eats advertises marketplace plans of 20, 25, or 30%. Higher priced plans can include wider customer reach, more visibility, lower delivery fees for customers, advertising benefits, or access to frequent subscribers. That does not mean every restaurant pays 30%. Rates vary by company, plan, market, restaurant, contract, and delivery method. It also does not mean the entire commission becomes profit. The platform still has to fund technology, support, payment processing, promotions, refunds, marketing, and delivery operations. But it creates a difficult choice for the restaurant. Keep the app price identical to the in-store price and accept less revenue from the order. Or increase the app menu price and ask the delivery customer to absorb more of the cost. Some restaurants maintain the same prices. Others do not. That is why the cheapest looking restaurant inside the app may not actually be the cheapest ordering method. Before the customer has paid a visible fee, the economics of the marketplace may already be inside the price of the food. Now the customer reaches checkout. This is where the visible charges begin. DoorDash says an order may include a service fee, delivery fee, small order fee, long distance fee, express fee, or regulatory response fee. Uber Eats lists possible delivery, service, long range, small order, priority delivery, marketplace, local operating, and other fees. Not all of these appear on every order. Some are based on the merchant. Others can depend on distance, location, demand, order size, courier availability, or local regulations. The important point is that delivery fee is not a master fee covering everything associated with delivery. It is one line in a larger pricing system. A low delivery fee can therefore sit beside a higher service fee. A $0 delivery offer can sit beside other mandatory charges. And an inexpensive menu item can trigger a small order fee that disappears only after you add more food. That last design creates a strange decision. Pay $2 or $3 for receiving nothing, or spend $5 on food you did not originally want. Either option raises the transaction. This is where the labels become especially confusing. A delivery fee does not have the same allocation on every platform. DoorDash says its service fee goes to DoorDash to help operate the platform. It also says its delivery fee goes to DoorDash to help cover costs associated with getting the order to the customer. Uber's current help information describes its delivery fee as going to couriers or to merchants that handle their own delivery. Its description of the service fee is more complicated, involving courier services and marketplace charges. The point is not that one description is automatically better. The point is that you cannot look at a fee's name and confidently determine who receives it. Service can mean one thing on one platform and something different on another. Delivery may support the platform's delivery operation without functioning like a direct tip, and none of these labels should be assumed to replace gratuity. Both DoorDash and Uber say that drivers receive 100% of the tips customers add through their systems. So when a customer sees a delivery fee, service fee, tax, and then a suggested tip, the tip is not simply the fifth name for the same charge. It is a separate payment to the person completing the delivery. That distinction creates much of the frustration surrounding delivery orders. The customer sees several charges and feels that the driver should already have been paid. The driver sees an offer that may still depend heavily on the customer's tip, and the restaurant may already have surrendered part of the sale before either of them is paid. Three sides of the transaction can all feel overcharged or underpaid at the same time. That sounds impossible, until you remember that the platform is not selling one simple delivery. It is operating a marketplace connecting the customer, restaurant, and driver, while charging and compensating different participants in different ways. This also explains why free delivery does not necessarily produce a cheap order. DoorDash's DashPass program currently advertises $0 delivery fees and reduced service fees on eligible orders. The service costs $9.99 per month, or $96 annually. But other fees, taxes, menu differences, and gratuity can still apply. The word free refers to a specific delivery fee, not the entire cost of having the meal delivered. Subscriptions also change the customer's calculation. Once someone is paying each month, ordering more frequently can feel like getting more value from the membership. That may lower the cost of each individual eligible order, but it can also turn an occasional convenience into a routine expense. The membership does not make delivery free. It changes how and when the customer pays for access to it. The order often feels inexpensive at the beginning because the viewer's attention is placed on the menu price. Then the cart is built. The restaurant has been chosen. Items have been customized. A delivery address has been entered. By the time the final total appears, starting over means reopening another menu and rebuilding the order. Economists and consumer regulators call versions of this structure drip pricing. The total cost is revealed gradually instead of being presented as one complete number at the beginning. The Federal Trade Commission's 2026 food delivery proceeding specifically raised concerns that consumers may not learn the true cost until checkout and may complete a more expensive purchase because they have already invested time in the transaction. This does not mean every fee is illegal or deceptive. Delivering a prepared meal quickly from a restaurant to a specific address costs money. But the order feels very different when the first price you see is $20 and the meaningful price is almost $40. And regulators are now asking whether that difference should be displayed more clearly. In April of 2026, the Federal Trade Commission asked the public whether new rules are needed for online food and grocery delivery fees. Among other questions, the agency asked whether platforms should display the total price more prominently, disclose all mandatory charges earlier, explain who receives each fee, and identify when app prices differ from in-store prices. This is not a final rule. It is the beginning of a possible rule-making process, but it follows previous enforcement. In 2024, Grubhub agreed to pay $25 million to settle charges brought by the Federal Trade Commission and the Illinois Attorney General. The government alleged, among other things, that the company misled diners about delivery costs. Grubhub denied the allegations, but agreed to the settlement and platform changes. The larger issue is no longer simply that customers dislike paying fees. It is whether the price displayed at the beginning represents the transaction accurately enough for customers to compare their options. Until the pricing becomes simpler, there is a quick way to check an order. First, compare the app's menu price with the restaurant's own website or online menu. Second, open the complete fee breakdown before choosing a tip. Third, compare delivery with direct pickup. Do not assume app pickup matches the restaurant's own price. Fourth, do not add an unwanted item merely to make a small order fee disappear. Compare the two totals. Fifth, treat delivery subscriptions like any other subscription. Divide the monthly cost by the number of orders you actually place, not the number you imagine placing. Promotions can occasionally make an app order cheaper. A restaurant's own website can occasionally use the same delivery network, and convenience can absolutely be worth paying for. The objective is not to claim that nobody should order delivery. It is to make sure the price you are agreeing to is the price you consciously decided was worth it. A $20 meal does not become $40 because of one enormous delivery fee. It grows in layers. The menu price may rise. The restaurant may pay a commission. The customer may pay several fees. The driver may receive a separate tip. And a subscription may move part of the cost into a monthly payment. Once those layers are separated, the receipt stops looking random. It becomes a map of the entire business. And the next time an app promises free delivery, you will know exactly which part of the order it is promising to make free. The next investigation examines a different offer built around one powerful word: free trials, and why so many are designed to outlive your memory.